Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm also going to talk a lot about other things that are going on around crypto. And I'm going to start with this. All these influencers failed to mention this was the real reason the German prosecutor closed those 47 crypto exchanges. And you see, Germany seizes 47 crypto exchanges used by ransomware gangs. But it's because of this right here. The platform allowed users to exchange cryptocurrencies without following applicable Know Your Customer regulations, meaning that users remain completely anonymous when making transactions. This created a low-risk environment for cyber criminals to launder their proceeds without fearing prosecution or being tracked. Like I keep telling you, any exchange that doesn't KYC, they're going to be gone at some point in the future. We're going to see a bottleneck of the exchanges. We're also going to see KYC and AML, anti-money laundering, extended into crypto wallets. Because eventually you're going to be able to shop directly from your crypto wallet. It's just a matter of time. And we'll see a bottleneck there as well. That's why it's so important to always understand the direction we're going in. You know, I keep seeing people all over X saying, oh, they're never going to do this, they're never going to do that, but yet it's happening already. You know, everybody still wants it to be the wild, wild west, and things are changing very fast. This comes from Blue Hawk Legend. No, they're introducing Pay by Bank to usher in quantum financial systems slowly with partnerships and deals before one day you wake up and the world is completely different. Walmart is introducing a Pay by Bank system to avoid pesky credit card fees. It's not about the credit card fees. They're starting to cut out the middleman is what's happening. You're eventually going to go directly from your bank, which is also going to be giving you a digital wallet to shop with. You'll go right from your digital wallet to Walmart, from your digital wallet to Amazon, and so on. Because this is the path we're on. We're pushing into the digital age. The fourth industrial revolution started years ago. We're probably halfway through the fourth industrial revolution, which is the digital age. The only thing that's happening now is AI and blockchain are coming together. Pro-Bitcoin U.S. Congressman Tom Emmer says government is scared of decentralization because it restores what this country was built on. Take a listen to this.
Biggest piece of that applies to not just Bitcoin, but everyone in the digital space. The government is like a legalized form of the mob, right? In order for you to be safe and secure, you got to pay the VIG. In order for you to do the things you want in this country, you got to pay the VIG, taxes, whatever that might be. They are scared to death. And this is where the Elizabeth Warren attitude comes from, of decentralization, because you know what it changes? It restores what this country was built on, which is by the people from the ground up, not from political nightmares like the senator from Massachusetts, who shall now not be named, that literally wants the top down. That's not what this country is based on. That's not our value. We need to make sure that we open this up. Permitting reform, bureaucratic reforms. You're going to have to reduce some of these agencies, and you're going to have to bring the financial legislation that's on the books. You're going to have to bring it into the 21st century. Why do we keep trying to shoehorn this new thing into something that we wrote starting in the 30s? This is a new world. We got to get caught up, and we got to get into the 21st century. And I'm excited because Donald Trump, who wasn't necessarily a great fan of the crypto environment and didn't understand, I don't think, because he wasn't getting the advice about how big this world is. Boy, has he come along and evolved.
Well, who would have thought?
And I wanted to play a good portion of that clip because it's true. It's like I keep telling you, you got to pay to play inside the United States. It's the same reason that somebody invents something, but it never sees the market, because all of a sudden some big players don't want that because it actually competes with what they already have on the market. And that's how the US works. And that's why we are always left behind as far as innovation. But decentralization does change everything. And that's why it's so important to keep that decentralized aspect of crypto alive, even as we push forward. You know, I keep seeing people hailing that the government owns Bitcoin. I would not be hailing that as a win. I would look at that as a loss, because whenever the government has something, they want to take control of everything. They want to control all of it. They don't want you out there using it for certain things. But, you know, Tom Emmer is 100% right. It's pay to play in the United States. And Ripple had to go through that with the SEC. They had to pay the fine, plus they had to pay all the court costs just to make sure that XRP is not a security. Think about it like that. Tether is a CIA operation to sell T-bills. We have decentralized the ownership and decision-making of selling the U.S. debt. Take a listen to this.
Well, let me give you the example of USDT, right? Because it's very, very real. So with USDT, we have more than $100 billion in US Treasury bills, in short-term US Treasury bills. Think about China had around $2 trillion 2-3 years ago in US Treasury bills, and now has $700 billion, give or take. A company like Tether, that is a private company, has more US Treasury bills holdings compared to UAE itself, compared to Australia and Spain. So
we're talking about countries here.
Do you honestly think it's a win to be holding and being the one selling all of that US debt? And, you know, eventually we already see countries already sending our debt back to us. Nobody wants these treasury bills anymore. You know, they're pushing away from it. So right now, sure, Tether looks like a winner for the United States. Hey, great. We're glad you're holding all these T-bills. But that's only because the U.S. still needs Tether. Once the U.S. doesn't need them anymore, that'll be the end of Tether. And look at what else they're doing with T-bills already. Ripple partner Open Eden Labs just crossed $100 million with total value locked of U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP ledger. To put this in perspective, when all T-bills are tokenized, Berkshire alone holds around $235 billion worth of T-bills, trillions incoming, and that's the path forward. Tokenize the U.S. debt, tokenize T-bills. And, you know, we're going to see as this pushes over to tokenization, the need for Tether will disappear soon. And CZ was right all along. When the Titanic sinks, little floats near it get dragged down too. But the floats will eventually come back up if they are untethered. CZ knew a long time ago that eventually the fall of Tether will happen. And I think it's going to happen once we see the launch of RLUSD. We know RLUSD is redeemable 1-to-1 for US dollars. We also know that RLUSD is fully regulated. It's going to pass all regulations, where Tether cannot pass MiCA regulations. So eventually we're going to watch the rise of RLUSD and the fall of Tether at the same time. And that's why I keep telling people, once Tether goes down, it's going to be a massive black swan for the crypto space. And it's going to bring down every single cryptocurrency for a period of time. But then all of a sudden, the money, the smart money, will leave anything that was tied to Tether and get put into utility, something that has real use case and real value. That will end the days of hype and the days of no value behind certain cryptocurrencies. Because if you look at the US dollar and you look at Bitcoin, what's the real difference there? The US dollar is backed by the Fed printing more and more money and no real value. Bitcoin's value comes from Tether, printing more and more Tether out of thin air. No real value. And anything that doesn't have real value eventually disappears. History will repeat itself time and time again. CBDCs will kill the banks, Tether CEO says. CBDCs will kill Tether. Because what is a CBDC? It's a central bank digital currency issued by the government. All it is a stable coin issued by the government. So once more stable coins hit the market, again, it's going to continue to pull more and more value away from Tether. Christine Lagarde discusses the use of the digital euro, CBDCs, and digitalization at the ECB. She also speaks about using DLT to launch digital currencies. In 13 out of 20 member states in the euro area, their cross-border payment instruments were on the backbone of international payment systems that have nothing to do with Europe. She illustrates a scenario where something unpleasant could develop and the backbone of the payment system were not so friendly. She asked, aren't we better off also having developed something that can be effective within the entire system? She also said that in the early days, the IMF said yes to developing a cross-border system, but it needed to be interoperable so that the system doesn't continue to be fragmented. In the early days, they were already meeting with Ripple and Stellar. They were having roundtable meetings way back when. So the path going forward, I think, for the IMF and the ECB and the BIS is they're going to integrate RippleNet technology. And as they integrate that technology, they're also going to want to become major holders of XRP. That's what I'm thinking. Remember that escrow is still out there. And most people would say that escrow is going to end up in the hands of the IMF, the BIS, and the central banks. And I think this is the road that we're already on. She's just creating a need for RippleNet technology is what I'm saying. She's just pointing out that if they go with their own system, that there could be some sort of failure. There's already better options that were already created. BNY Mellon, America's biggest custody bank, has received SEC approval to custody digital assets. Right away, people said Bitcoin, but they said digital assets, meaning it could be any type of cryptocurrency. It could be XRP, it could be XLM, it could be SHIB, it could be Doge, doesn't matter. But why all of a sudden is BNY Mellon given the green light to custody digital assets? You know, I look at it like this. Whenever the SEC is the one handing out the approval, something bigger's going on here. I just don't know what it is quite yet. But I thought all they have to do is get crypto involved with one of the big banks out there. And then all of a sudden have a failure happen, which would also bring on the need for stronger crypto regulations, better crypto regulations, a better path forward. Or this is the path to adoption for crypto. Maybe this is the beginning of something much bigger. But I just don't like that the SEC has to be the one to give that approval. But that's just me. And I just absolutely hate Gary Gensler. So in just 2 weeks, FTX will be distributing $16 billion to its creditors. That's in Q4 of 2024. A significant portion of that liquidity will flow back into crypto. You're not bullish enough. Now, all these people getting their money back, I'm sure some of it is coming back to crypto. I don't think all of it will ever come back into crypto, though. Especially now, inflation is raging on. A lot of people are in debt. If they all of a sudden get this money back after a couple of years, I think they're going to go out shopping. Maybe they'll pay off some debt. Who knows? I would like to think that maybe out of 16 billion, At least half, $8 billion, comes back into crypto. We'll have to wait and see what happens. AI could help reduce belief in conspiracy theories. I meant to talk about this the other day. Researchers from MIT, Cornell, and American University found that AI chatbots like ChatGTP reduce belief in conspiracy theories by 20% after 3 conversations. The study showed that tailored, fact-checked responses help participants can reconsider their views on various conspiracies, with effects lasting for months. But here's the question: who is deciding what are conspiracy theories that the AI is debunking? Because whoever's controlling these AIs can also control the conspiracy theories. You know, ever since I got into crypto, there was a lot of conspiracy theories around XRP. And, you know, along the way, everything that seemed to be a conspiracy theory is slowly becoming fact. You know, I remember when people said, oh, well, you know, Ripple is never going to go in this direction, or they're never going to go in that direction as far as the banks utilizing XRP. But Ripple went out and they put rails in place all around the world. And I kept track of those rails and those big announcements for the past 2.5 years. And, you know, everybody always said XRP is never going to break $1, but yet it already broke $1 twice. Everybody always said there's never going to be gold-backed currencies, yet half the world is pushing towards a gold-backed currency once again. So who is going to be the one controlling the conspiracy theories going forward? That's the big question here. And, you know, I always look at it like this. AI is only going to tell you what you want to hear. It's never really going to tell you what you need to hear, and it's always going to have flaws because AI is trained by a human still. Until AI goes on and learns on its own, then, maybe then, we will just get left with AI facts. But you know, we're XRP investors, and as time pushes on, we're eventually going to prove all the haters wrong. We're also going to prove anyone who ever thought that XRP was unable to achieve 3 and 4 digits because of market cap and previous cycles wrong as well. Because market cap doesn't matter in crypto. We are not invested in the stock market. We're invested in XRP. And eventually XRP will reach those numbers we always thought it could reach. It's just a matter of time. But until it happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.